Okay, so as a first step to adjust the light and shadow in this image, to work on this image globally, I'm going to introduce the S-shaped curve, and this adjustment will take care of the general contrast distribution. So having the top layer selected, let's add another adjustment layer, curves. And now, as you remember, we need to change the shape of this intersection line. So I'm going to place one control point in this part of the intersection line and the second control point here. This control point is responsible for the highlights in the image, so I'm going to pull it up. This will increase the highlights in the image. Remember, all the time keep your eye on the histogram. The right hand side represents the highlights and the left hand side represents shadows, exactly as this graph in the background. So we don't want to go too far, we don't want to create any clippings. At the moment everything is fine. So let's now pull downwards this point representing shadows. I don't want to go too far. I don't want to darken her face too much. The sky is looking fine, so I think I can maybe make this curve a little bit more subtle. It doesn't have to go that far. Okay, so that way I'm happy with the result. However, there is no need to darken face of the model, so I'm just going to quickly mask the layer on her face and remove this adjustment from her face. So having the mask selected, as you can see, there is this border, these four corners around the mask thumbnail. I'm going to work with a brush. So now I have a stamp selected, stamp tool, so I need to hit B. Now I'm selecting brush and I would be painting with the white color now. I need to swap this sample, so I'm hitting X on my keyboard and all I need to do is to decrease the brush size and just paint over her face. The opacity is set at 20. I can go to 80. I just pressed 8 on my keyboard and let's zoom in a bit further and I can go even 100. I just pressed 0 on my keyboard because I know that I just want to get rid of this adjustment from her face and hair. I don't want to introduce any gradation to this operation, to this result. I am sure from the beginning that I just don't want to have it at all visible in her face and in the hair. Since after creating this adjustment I have lost all the details in the hair and her skin tones, her face got way too dark. Okay, it seems that way I have fixed the problem. Can go a little bit over the hand as well. However, the biggest issue we had with the face of the model. So after masking this layer and removing the dark shade, it's looking very good. Okay, so that way we have applied the classic S-shaped curve to enhance the contrast overall in the image. In the next video we are going to work on the sky. So let's jump ahead and move to the next lecture.